Jason, you're outnumbered here.
Welcome back to the Rogue Academic Podcast. We are going right in today. There is so much great information in today's episode with Tracy from the PR Accelerator. You do not need an expensive publicist to get the word out that you are awesome. So here's a little conversation. Hope you dig it. All right. We're finally here. We're finally on. Welcome, Tracy.
Oh, thanks so much for having me, Lexi.
Thank you for being here. I am beyond stoked to finally do this interview. And I'm going to be honest, like, this has been one of the interviews that I've been most nervous about because you're also like the second person who's not one of my personal friends that I'm like inviting to my podcast. So thank you so much for being here. I know that what you have to tell our audience is going to be incredible for them.
I'm so stoked. Thank you for finding me on the internet.
Right? So for those of you who don't know, I found Tracy and her PR Accelerator program on TikTok. And I think we should definitely touch on, how to use TikTok to promote oneself, because obviously you're doing it really well.
So are you, by the way.
Oh, thanks. Oh, yay. Well, that was an accident. I figured it out on accident for sure. It was more like, hey, this is a fun thing. And I'm a musician. Other musicians are doing things. I'll do things. So,
Yeah. Total experiment. 1,000% over here.
Trial by fire. So I have lots of questions, obviously. That's why you're here. But one of the things that the Rogue Academic kind of touches on is that many of us major in one thing and then end up doing another. Like, what did you major in? And then how did you get into PR, like, in general?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I majored in journalism and got a master's degree in journalism as well. So 2 degrees, and promptly went into the media as a reporter. And then went through like 10 rounds of layoffs over 10 years and survived all of them. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. The industry imploded as I got into it. So I totally get what it's like to watch your industry, just the jobs to fall away.
Yeah.
And have to figure out what to do instead. So I was always pivoting.
Yeah. So like what sort of pivots did you have to make? Were you still within the realm of journalism or?
Yeah, I switched to the business side. So my first job, I was a reporter at Time Magazine in Washington, which is as glamorous as that sounds. It was very glamorous. It was like the end of an era. Like The Devil Wears Prada had come out that year. It was like 2006. And everybody was like, it's still like that. But everybody's losing all their ad dollars. And so they had to start laying off people. And I got hired full time at Time right after a bunch of other people got laid off.
Oh, because you were the enemy.
The one guy was like, good luck with the future of journalism. I was like, oh God, I'm sorry. I was like the monkey producing the website. Like, I mean, it was just, I was also a reporter, but yeah. And so I did that. And then I came home to Chicago because I just missed being around my family, and was a reporter at an experimental publication run by the Chicago Tribune called Trip Local. And what we did was we took citizen journalism and combined it with traditional journalism to make a newspaper. I'm going to make this a very short story. And I came up with this idea to create a social network inside the Chicago Tribune. And then that got me to the strategy and the business side. And I stayed over there throughout my career in the media, figuring out how do we basically keep journalism financially afloat.
That is awesome. So where in Chicago are you from? Like Chicago proper, one of the burbs?
The suburbs. I'm from Park Ridge, which is right outside of Chicago.
Nice. I'm originally from Libertyville, Illinois. So
oh my God,
weird.
Tiny world.
Right? Oh my God.
Right up the road.
So as far as citizen journalism is concerned, like you've talked about this a little bit on your TikTok, and actually, as thanks to your TikTok, I actually submitted an article to the Huffington Post, and they're like, we don't have room for it now, but you should resubmit at our word count, and then maybe we can put it in at some point. So thank you so much for inspiring me to do that. I mean, I don't know if they'll ever run it.
Oh my God. That they would not tell you that if they did not mean it. They would not even get back to you. So that's huge. Okay, what is their word count? That like, did they list their word count?
They do.
Sometimes they hide it.
Yeah, they send it to like their parameters page. Like, here are all the things that we need.
Yeah.
So,
you better get that in, girl.
No, I will. It is on my list for sure.
Oh my God.
Is shenanigans. So like that is one aspect of promoting oneself that I don't think we talk enough about for performers. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Which part?
Like submitting articles or like even socially based publications. Because I feel like as educated musicians, right, we think of trade journals, we think of research journals and things like that, but we don't think of the Huffington Posts or the Atlantic or whomever. So like, how does one go about doing that? And what are some best practices there?
That's a great point. So almost every media outlet allows people to write for them for free. These are typically called contributed authors or contributing writers. And you Google the name of the outlet you want to write for. So let's take the Huffington Post and write for the Huffington Post. You probably were taken to like what they call their editorial guidelines page
Hmm.
or freelance submission page, and they list all the information right there. And anybody can write and submit an essay or an article to any of these outlets. And what's great about the editorial guidelines is they tell you exactly what they want and exactly what they do not want. Secret sauce, though, is I just did TikTok about this today, how to get PR for free. And it's a great video. I love it. I was so much fun.
I love all of your
Um,
videos. That's what, like, that is why I wanted you on the show. I'm like, this is such good information. Everyone needs to know about
Oh my
Tracy.
God. So this is like advanced, like submit your article. Sometimes, often, they will publish what they call their editorial calendars. And that's for the advertisers to know what the
Mm.
themes are going to be that week or that month
Mhm.
in their coverage. And so if you see in like Valentine's Day that they're going to be writing about whatever, music for Valentine's Day, I'm making
Mhm.
this up.
Yeah, right.
You want to write your article now about top 10 pieces that you should like have on your playlist for Valentine's Day. I'm making this up. But that could be an article. You could go write that before you publish this podcast and beat everybody else that writes the article. I'm joking.
Nice. How do you find that page typically? Like, can you just Google it, or do you have to like dig for it on different publications?
Editorial calendar would usually be under the advertising section. So if you go to
Ah,
this very bottom and go to advertising, they'll usually have like editorial calendars for people who want to advertise.
awesome. Okay. So
So you
that
just cross list it.
okay, that makes a lot of sense. So like that actually kind of like cross pollinates into another topic I wanted to ask you about, because so much of it sounds like a lot of your background is in print media, yeah?
No, it's not. It's
Oh,
in
really?
print. I worked on TV stations. I was a TV commentator. What else did I do? I was a TV consultant to Fox News locally, not the Fox News. And what else did I do? I had a radio show on WGN for a little bit.
Oh,
So
really? What was the radio show?
yeah, it was based on the social network blog network we ran called Chicago Now.
Oh.
Um, so we had all of our bloggers on the radio talking about their expertise. But fun fact, Lexi, the executive producer was the actual pig vomit from Howard Stern's Private Parts.
Oh my
I don't know if you ever
God.
saw that movie, Paul Giamatti.
Uh-huh.
That guy was real, and he was my producer.
Oh my God.
Kevin Matheny, R.I.P. But
Oh
yeah,
my
that was
gosh, that's
wild.
funny.
Yeah. So yeah, I've
Wow.
been in all kinds of newsrooms, trade, B2B, newspaper, magazine, digital, radio,
Gotcha.
TV.
So, how have things evolved in those spaces over maybe the last 10 years? Because we were talking a little bit about the implosion of our respective industries, which is why we're here in the first place, right? But like, how have those things evolved, and how can we use them, sort of to our advantage, or how can we even access them as,
Like
in terms of self-promotion?
how can we use like the implosion of the media to our advantage?
Well, I guess more the nuts and bolts of what's changed, and then, since it's changed, how do you access media
Ah,
outlets post changes?
yeah, for sure. So how has it changed in like the last, I'd say 20 years at this point?
Mm,
Um, it's a lot more easy to get in, actually. It
really?
used to be, yeah, I think so. Like when I was at Time, not many people emailed us because they had social media didn't really exist. It was very new,
Hmm.
and you had no way of finding the reporters unless you were at a PR firm with expensive tools. And I think it's a lot more. You don't need my $10,000 PR software right now to do this. Like I have it for
Hmm.
our clients to make it easy for them to like get the emails. But like you, Lexi, could go on social media, follow the reporter that you want to cover you, engage with their content. Maybe their email is in their bio. Even if it's not, eventually you can use that to DM them. And if you've been engaging with them long enough, they'll be a lot more receptive to talking to you in their DMs. And then they'll
Really?
give, oh yeah, there's no like gatekeeping. I mean, that's what
It
PR people
feels
do. And
really
that's why,
gatekeepy from the outside.
oh yeah, and that's why I'm over here like disrupting it,
Yes,
like
please.
intentionally, because it's it's so screwed up that most people had to pay 10K a month or more to a publicist to send an email.
Uh-huh.
That is the business model.
That's absurd.
It's absurd and it's unfair.
Oh,
Most
totally.
people don't have $60,000 to have somebody send an email for them.
No.
And now I get that there is a lot that goes into PR about how to say things the right way, how to like, adapt to the news cycle. And sure. But at the end of the day, it's sending emails.
Right. And so why does that
I
cost
feel like
10K?
I'm blowing your mind.
You are blowing my mind. For those of you who are wondering, wow, what are the unseen things happening? Because we're video chatting right now, and of course this is an audio podcast. The look on my face is true gobsmackery. Like my eyeballs are doing that ooga thing from the cartoons. It's very weird.
It is.
Oh my gosh, that's so. In your opinion, then you would. It sounds like you would view social media as more of a friend than a foe. And I feel like there's
I think
mixed
so.
feelings across the board, right? I mean, my only
Yeah.
complaint about social media is that I have to constantly interact with it. Um, but what are your thoughts? That's why we're here.
I mean, my career is kind of unusual. I really was at the forefront of social media and journalism. So, I've been at the front of it for 20 years and seen the very ugly side of it,
Mhm.
of social media, like lack of truth, lack of information, all the trolls. But I also think that it provides so much information and access that wasn't possible before.
Mhm.
And I think that's a good thing. It's
Yeah.
just how do you use social media in an intentional thought, which you do really well? How
Oh,
do you do
thanks.
that? You do. You do. But how does any musician, any creative, use it for their own gain? Because
Right.
it is toxic, but it can be good.
Yeah, absolutely. So, if you had to start a promotional campaign for a creative or yourself or whomever from scratch, where would you start?
Depends on what they are. Let's make something up.
Let's do a musician. I mean, I am
Okay.
happy to be a guinea pig friend.
Please be my guinea pig, Lexi. This is
I will
great.
gladly be
I
your
will
guinea pig.
let's do it. Put you in the hot seat. We'll
Yeah,
figure this
that's fine.
out.
So I am a highly trained musician. I live in the middle of relative nowhere. I think my greatest Achilles heel here is that I live in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and it's not LA. It's not New York. I was on the East Coast. There are plenty of people on the East Coast who know who I am and what I do. But I'm certainly not a household name by any stretch of the imagination. Um,
Yes.
I thank you. Yet, I'm a great studio musician. I mean, I'm a trumpet player. I could talk about myself until the cows come home. That's what we do. We're egomaniacs.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
but yeah, I'm an extremely proficient and versatile studio musician, but I'm also a dynamic performer, and that's what I try to put on my TikTok. Is like, look at me performing, look at me dancing, look at me
Yeah.
doing all of this stuff while playing trumpet. But then, there's the teaching side. So let's just go with the performing side. Just because I think a
Yeah.
lot of our listeners are performers.
So in your case, you want to be discovered by somebody that's quickly looking to fill a role. Am I right?
Yes, and my greatest successes have been word of mouth sort of experiences. So I had a friend, well, I still have this friend, but years ago, I had just met my friend, and my friend was friends with a contractor in Nashville, and Adele was needing a principal trumpeter for a tour that she was doing that was going to come through Nashville for a few dates. And so my friend texted me and said, "Hey, is this something you'd be comfortable with?" I said, "Absolutely." And so he gave my name to that contractor, and that's what got me on a few dates with Adele. Like that would be like the pinnacle of my like
Wow.
A-list sort of like I have done things sort of career. But I don't at the time I was so green, I didn't even know how to keep that momentum. So like what would you
Oh,
tell
wow.
10 years ago, Lexi?
Yeah. So you got that gig. What happened after that?
Interestingly enough, I got that gig. I played those dates, and I had a blast doing it, which was amazing. And then not too long after that, I was then booked to do the Country Music Awards with Keith Urban.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah,
Lexi, girlfriend, this is not on your website.
I know.
What is up with
I mean,
that? That
it
should be
is
like, look at
tangentially
me
on my
and
website in
Adele
my bio.
backstage.
It's in my bio. Um,
But where? Hang on. I'm pulling your site up in real time and you're gonna do
I
this.
love
This is what
this.
and I have to say for your listeners, I hire people to help me because you're too close to it. Like you can't like look at yourself objectively and be like, it looks good, right? Or like, no, you're not even close to like talk about how great you are.
Right. Oh, thanks.
So yeah, for sure. So like, okay,
It's in my
so
bio
what
that
I'm
I've worked for Adele and Keith Urban.
I know, but okay, here's the challenge. Okay, let's put ourselves in the perspective of I'm going to call them a booker in my own words. Okay, so this person is coming to your lovely website, which great branding, by the way. I love the font. I love the colors. It's great.
Right? My
It's
fiance is a
great.
baller. He does all my graphics. Like, we love him so much.
It looks so good. Okay, I'm on your about page,
Mhm.
but if I go back to your homepage, you've got this amazing badass photo. Like, I love this photo so
Thank
much.
you.
But I don't see like as seen with like, Keith Urban, as seen with Adele
I
on
wouldn't
your
have
homepage.
even thought to word it that way, as seen with.
Why not? I don't know. I'm outside the industry, but I've
I
worked with musicians and I'm always like, just pump yourself up. Like, do it.
Okay, you're okay. I got to tell you this story because you will laugh, and I think our listeners will laugh too. So, if you find my bio,
Okay. I'm on about. I'm going to share my screen so we can look at it together.
uh-huh,
I promise not to lose you like I did before we got on here.
it's fine. I can always pause the
Okay.
recording. Um,
All right. Oh, true.
so that
Okay, go on.
is, I am going to go on record and say that I hate that bio. I hate it so much,
What? Oh,
and I
here it
will tell
is.
you
Adele
why.
and Why? Why do you hate it?
I
Wayne
hate it
Newton,
so
what
much
the hell?
because I am an academic and I believe in facts and I just want to state the facts. Like, this is who I am, this is what I do, and you should book me because I'm awesome, right? Like that would be my whole bio. And oh, by the way, I wrote a book, right? Like, if I had my druthers. But one of my mortal enemies, and I mean this is like blood level, like the children of my children will find this person to be an enemy someday, like that level of enemy, has the most fluffy ass journalistic, no offense, like absolute gobbledygook bio, yet he's on tour with major acts and I'm not. So I just went, you know what,
Mhm.
that dude has done nothing. That dude has not gone to school. That dude stole my fucking pedal board and then never bothered to give it back. If he could do that, I can do it better. And so I
Yeah.
went even harder on the fluffy side of my bio, and I took all the facts and I made it the most purple prose that I could possibly compose.
What does purple prose mean?
You're a journalist. I thought you would know that term,
No.
friend. So purple prose is using way too many adjectives to just get one small point across. So every single sentence in there has like 5 adjectives in it. I'm
Oh
going
my
to
God.
describe the hell out of
This is,
everything.
I think it's a really good bio. I'm just telling you to pull. Wait, why don't you like it? You think it's too
It's
purpley. You don't
so
think it's just fact?
fluffy. It's so
No.
like saccharine and like sugar coated. I'm just like, dude, I play trumpet. I don't suck. Hire me.
All right, you could like A/B test this and like put that up and see if you
Oh,
get
it's not
more
going to
leads.
work. I know that it's not going to work. I know just enough about PR to know that that wouldn't work.
Oh
But
my God, you went to Interlaken, girlfriend.
I did.
Wait, Northern Michigan. I live in Northern Michigan. Did we discuss
We
this?
did not discuss this. Where in Northern Michigan do you live?
I'm in the UP.
Where in the UP?
I mean, I'm not going to tell the world,
Oh,
but I'm
that's
in the
fair.
middle of it.
No, that's fair.
Are you from the UP or are you
I'm
lower?
from Mackinac City.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What a fabulous place to grow up, maybe? I don't know.
Well,
On the fence.
the harrowing tale of the trailer that's not sealed from the outside in Northern Michigan is probably more harrowing now. That is where I grew up.
God,
It was ugly.
that is harrowing.
It,
That is
it is
harrowing.
it is harrowing.
That is harrowing.
But no, I went
Back
to
to you.
school.
Back to your bio.
Yeah. No, you're fine. I went to school at Northern Michigan University. I got my bachelor's of music
Oh,
education at Northern Michigan University.
I love NMU. I'm there every week.
Are you seriously? Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
That's hilarious. My neighbors across the street teach at NMU.
Shut up. Oh my gosh. So like
No. So funny. Wow. Okay. Hilarious.
like the one program.
Look at us.
Right?
Look at us.
Like
we were so meant to meet.
Absolutely.
Okay, we're all over the place.
Like the one
I'm
program,
focusing us.
like I've basically sworn off higher ed at this point. And I think they would probably be a little insane to hire me after putting forth this podcast. But the one school that I would drop everything for would be Northern Michigan University. Mark Flaherty, if you are listening, if you ever retire, call me first. I want your job.
You totally have an NMU vibe in the best way.
Thank you. Go
I love
Wildcats.
NMU people.
Yes, we are fun people.
We're so off track.
We are.
Okay.
It's fine. Like,
Your website. The only thing I think is the homepage.
Yeah.
I mean, like, okay, at like okay, so like if I were to pull back our PR strategy here, with our clients, we always start with their online presence because a journalist is going to get your email and they're going to Google you.
Mm-hmm.
And we want them to be like, oh, this is a really big deal of a person. I should talk to them. The same is true with an MD, a booker, whomever we're talking about. We want them to like hear your name from somebody
Mm-hmm.
and like pull up your website and be like, oh, okay, legit, let's call her. Like make it so simple for them to be like, okay, let's call her. And your site is hiding that right now.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
Like
for
I
sure.
wouldn't think of it that way. Like I would just go, "Oh, clearly this person plays the trumpet. Clearly this person knows a lot about trumpet and the industry and all of these other things. They are an authority. I should call them." And if you Google me, like you see all of my little silly TikToks and my little teaching and my little
Mhm.
this and that. And so I feel like there's a lot of proof in the pudding, but I am happy to take critique in that there's not.
Well, it's just you're hiding it. And like that's a normal personal quote brand, which I hate that word, but that's a
No.
normal thing because we're conditioned to not promote usually
So
ourselves.
how would you like make this more obvious? I was going to say how would you not hide this, but that is so dumb. It was poor phrasing. I went to school. I have a doctorate. How would you put this more in plain sight? Like if you were to edit that
Yeah.
website.
I would make sure you had a headline above the fold. So in
Okay.
journalism phrasing, that means before you scroll,
Uh-huh.
I would want a phrase like whatever, I don't know what you would call like what is a sentence you think an MD would want to see? Like that's who we're writing for.
That is interesting. Yeah, badass super versatile trumpet player.
Like super versatile trumpet player, like playing nationally or internationally. So they
Yeah.
immediately see like, but I want something to like ground it because we don't want that adjective. We want something that, to your point, is factual,
Yeah, it is.
right? So I don't know what that word is. You would know.
Interesting. I would have to think on that.
Well, like
Gosh.
think about how I position myself intentionally. Like I always say on my TikToks, like I'm a former Time Magazine reporter, worked in the media for 15 years, including as an executive, and taught at University of Chicago. Like it's the pedigree, right? We're looking here for pedigree,
Hmm.
in like maybe it is like like I'm gonna pull up your bio again, but I keep coming back to names that other people would recognize. You've played along Grammy nominated people, you've played in New York. I don't know. Broadway, you mentioned Broadway.
Hmm.
Big band, you mentioned.
Yeah. Dynamic A-list side person. Like that sounds so dumb.
This is where ChatGPT comes into great use. So
Really?
what I do,
Oh, you
and
paused.
then
Okay. No,
prompt it. Oh,
so it broke up
me?
there for a second. Yeah.
Okay, I'll start over. Do you want me to just start over?
Yeah. Start from
Okay.
ChatGPT. I marked it.
So you could use ChatGPT to do like all of this. And I feel comfortable saying that since I used to be a writer and lost most of my income to AI and had to get over the fact that AI is like coming for everything. I'm like, okay, how do
Oof.
we work with it?
Uh
We
huh.
can talk about it later. But
Uh huh.
back to your website. I would take your bio,
Uh huh.
I would paste it into ChatGPT, and I would prompt it, please write me homepage copy for my personal website with the primary audience of an MD looking to book a guest trumpeter. And the secondary audience is somebody looking for high level tutoring or clinician, clinical, whatever the word is, lessons,
Yeah.
trumpet player,
Dang.
right?
Yeah.
Because then you're going to get all the copy. It's going to be written ideally in marketing language, and then you just update your homepage.
Like, part of me hates that I'm going to ask a Terminator to determine my future, but also, like, that makes a lot of sense.
We're there. Like we're that we have to. I interestingly, my client and dearest friend, Ian Beecroft, is a trumpet player. His
Oh,
father is a
really?
professional trumpet player for the CSO.
Uh huh.
And he went to DePaul Conservatory and decided not to go that route. He is an expert in AI and the future of creativity
Huh.
and work. And he has been telling me for years, he's like, you just gotta get over it, kid. Like, I'm not kid, but like, you just gotta like embrace it. And he's
Nice.
right.
Dude, I like I have a love-hate relationship with AI, and I think a lot of creatives do, but I would be curious to know, because like I think of AI and I think like why don't we just have this doing menial tasks instead of creative tasks? Like it's a computer, let it do computery things so that humans can have free time to do creative, exciting things that we enjoy. And so I I feel conflicted over asking it to do a human job, but at the same time, like I don't know marketing speak, and I'm happy to ask someone or something to do that for me.
Exactly, exactly. I mean, yes, are we losing so many, jobs to AI? Yes, I will not deny that. But at the same time, we all have to eat, and this is where the future is going. So if we can figure out how to use it and still be creative, that is a win.
Yeah. So as far as, self promotion is concerned, do you feel like the website is the place to start? Or is social media a place to start? I think there's like a top down or a bottom up approach to promoting oneself. I mean, you could rationalize it either way equally, I think, but what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's kind of a two different things that need to happen simultaneously.
Oh,
So
okay.
the website is where we send people to learn about the artist,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah.
So you in this case. But how do we get them there? And that is where social media as well as public relations all get the right people to your website.
Uh-huh.
Make sense?
Yeah, no,
So
that makes total sense.
we need the foundation online on your website to be able to take in this interest and then convert is a word we use in marketing.
Yeah.
We convert them to take action. We convert them to call you, to book you. We convert them to buy a lesson with you.
Yeah.
That's marketing.
Well, and I mean that happens in sales a lot. I spent a lot of time in sales
Yeah.
for big companies, and so those are definitely terms I'm familiar with for sure. So what? I guess what is some wording or what are some conversion strategies that you use with your clients regarding
Mhm.
social media and or their website that you found successful?
Yeah. Well, I think, in my business, so the PR Accelerator,
Mm-hmm.
what I have learned to do is productize my services. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, you might be doing this with your lessons already. We could
Yeah.
talk about it.
Yeah.
So with us, what we do is we productize everything because I have found it's easier to sell when people have something very finite, this from
Mm-hmm.
sales, to
Mm-hmm.
buy. And so everything we sell is packaged.
Mm-hmm.
And so how we do it is, they find me wherever they find me, they come to our website, they learn about our programs, and they may book.
Mm-hmm.
And then they meet with me on a sales call. I, explain what we do. I send them a PDF. They book, they pay, whatever. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's so much easier. And I recommend that really for anything you're selling online. It is too hard to sell something really abstract if somebody's just met you through the internet.
Yeah. So, oh my gosh, that's so true. So, what are some maybe little known strategies or tools that you know of that would help elevate your message, your product, whatever it is that you're selling or trying to get attention for past the din of the internet? The internet is vast.
Mhm.
And I mean, I'm
Mhm.
certainly not the only trumpet teacher on the internet. But like, do you have any sort of, aces in the hole for that?
I mean, I think it's really the flavor of the person. Like, that's a weird way to say that, but like, you come off as a certain type of trumpet teacher,
Mm-hmm.
and you're gonna in like by embracing who you are
Mm-hmm.
and your, I mean, authenticity. I hate that word, but it is true.
It is
Like
true.
embracing who you are. I mean, you're gonna resonate with certain people. Certain
Mm-hmm.
people, you're like, no, she's too whatever for
Mm-hmm.
me. And so I think with any person, musician, creative, we have to just decide who we want to come off as and just own it.
Hmm.
And it's going to attract certain people, and others are going to be like, peace out. And they're also scanning for signs of credibility. I can't say this enough. They're landing on your website and they need to immediately see that you are legitimate.
So how do you demonstrate that on a website? What are some things that we could do?
So in your case, those names again that were in your bio are huge. So making those really prominent, within like a scroll or two. So seeing like, Adele, Keith Urban, the Diva Jazz Orchestra, Wayne Newton, but Grammy nominated, like all these things. Like if
Mm-hmm.
you had like we call it like a logo garden or a
Mm.
logo wall, but like if you had like as seen with, and then you just had the names.
I love the logo garden term. That's adorable. They're like little flowers.
That comes
And
from
I've seen that on your
advertising.
website and it's very impressive.
Hmm.
Like, so my fiance does all my graphics for the Rogue Academic, and when we were populating this on different platforms and whatnot, shout out to Fireside in South Bend, whoop whoop. He's like, you need to put this, like, all of the different symbols for all of the different places that you can find the podcast. You need to put that, like, graphically on the podcast website so that people know, oh, I can find this on Spotify, I can find it on Apple. I've never heard it called a garden though, and that's so cute.
Yeah, and ad agencies use that phrase all the time.
I love it.
Yeah, it's great. But so we want that credibility. And so then when people find you on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, wherever in the media, they
Mhm.
come to your site and go, oh, this person really is a big deal. I need to like book them now.
Oh, I am taking notes, like 100%
Oh,
taking notes.
oh, I'm so excited for you.
Like, I don't have the wizardry to do the gardening thing, but my fiance does, and I will be asking him kindly and maybe baking a lot of cookies. Will you please?
Oh my gosh.
So
Yeah.
another,
And
like,
I also,
yeah,
I want to jump in. I have
no,
one more idea for
do.
you.
This is your podcast.
Yeah, please tell me all. Your homepage, it's hard to discover everything you do. And this is just a basic UX thing, user experience design thing. What we're looking at for the listeners, and you go to Lexi's, I don't know what your site's going to look like when this podcast is live. You're probably, I'm going to go change it right away. But
Yeah,
what we're
pretty much.
currently looking at, what we're currently looking at is this beautifully designed website. But, you know, 3/4 the page until I scroll is Lexi's name, navigation, about music lessons, clinics, materials, and then your fucking gorgeous photo. And then I appreciate you taking the time to change my mind. I don't know, friend, that you have books that you have published.
Right.
I don't know that you have a PhD. I don't know any. I think of a podcast, which we're on.
Right.
This should all be teased on the homepage and then clicked off from like the mainstream, so that as soon as people are scanning, they're like, "Oh, this person's legit."
This is probably going to be a game-changing podcast, and I'm going to come back in a year and be like, hey, look, I'm a famous millionaire trumpet player. Thank you so much for the information.
Yes, and we will come back on in a year, and you'll be like, "Year in review, Tracy." Like,
oh my gosh, I hope we get to do that podcast. I really actually do.
I do too.
Dude,
We will. I can feel it. It's
so
gonna be
okay. So if we're gonna do this year in review thing, so this for those that don't know, I am an autistic person, and therefore I am hyper organized. I'm very routined and I'm very scheduled. And so behind my iPad on which I am recording this podcast, I have a huge whiteboard because I'm a researcher, because I'm an academic. I have a whiteboard on the wall, and I have like 1-year goals, 3-year goals, 5-year goals, whatever. And some of those 3-year goals, which I think I could make into 1-year goals now that I'm talking with you, I feel like I could actually make these 1-year goals.
Yes!
Is to get onto like morning shows, television, Kelly Clarkson, Kimmel, Daily Show, whatever. And we talked a little bit about this in the pre-show, you know, and our listeners are already very familiar with the slant on this podcast. This podcast is seeking to solve a problem that has, we touched on a little bit, you know, the music industry, the education industries have basically collapsed. And so we're here to explore solutions on how to make a living outside of those spaces, right? But I think this is a problem that maybe people are just afraid to talk about, and I don't think it's I don't think it's all people, because I think millennials are very comfortable talking about this, but I think the boomers that run television are like, no, we can't admit that we're wrong, we can't admit that like everything has imploded because of us, oh no. But I think it would be interesting, and I think there's room for this show on, like, this podcast on morning shows and talk shows, etc., to talk about these issues that are happening. And because this is not just me, and this is not just you.
Oh yeah.
This is all of society in so many ways, especially educated society. So what different strategies might you apply to get on a TV show versus getting someone's attention for booking a service?
Do you want to get on a TV show to talk about this larger issue, or do you want to perform, or both?
Well, shoot. I mean, I'm not going to say no to performing on a TV show. I don't have a solo act currently. So, like, that's hard to market. Like, I am a side person without a band. Like, I I mean,
So
I have a
you want to?
studio
Okay.
band, but like, yeah. No, I think
Okay.
I think it's far more likely that I would be tapped as a specialist because I have a PhD, right? Well, it's actually a
Yeah.
DM. Because I have a DM, because I have 2 master's degrees, and because I have all of this wealth of experience, both in and out of the academy. Like one of my former teachers calls it, having been in the wild. I have been in the wild.
Oh
Um,
wow, I love that.
yeah, right. Well, I've taught at colleges. I taught at Indiana State, and I had an
Mhm.
awful time there. That's part of what my podcast or my TED Talk is about. And then I taught at Marion University, and again had an awful time there. And so like, yeah, I did the thing. I lived the dream, and it was friggin' terrible. But it was not terrible because I was not well enough trained. It was not terrible because, like I didn't possess the skills to do the job or whatever. It was terrible because of a bunch of things that were completely outside of my purview and my
Mhm.
control. And so not only was I able to get a job in my industry and then found out that it was terrible, but there are so many people that have so many degrees and so much debt that can't even manage to get a job that would pay for it. And so no one wants to talk about this. I feel like that is worth talking about on a talk show, like a
It
morning kind of
is.
show.
I here is how we have to think about the packaging of
Uh
it.
huh.
A morning show gives you 3 to 4 minutes.
Yeah, that's a lot for
You
three to
were
four
talking about
minutes.
a systemic issue.
I want to solve world peace in 3 minutes.
So a morning show would be best if you had a book
Oh,
and you
okay.
were had a book about that specific topic,
Well,
and
shit, I
we
could write a book in
were
my sleep.
right. We were able to get you on those shows for a book or a movement that is taking off on social media,
Uh huh.
of which you were the creator. And I could see you organizing the creatives on social media to create some sort of movement to bring attention to this issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That is another way on.
gotcha. And so, how do you even get in contact with those people? How do you start that ball rolling?
Well, I would want you to really formulate what you want the message to be. Like,
Sure.
the anger alone is valid, but it's not going to get you booked.
Mm-hmm.
They don't put activists on TV typically. They put
Yeah.
people on TV who have something that they want to, like a solution
Mm-hmm.
or something that's already happened, like a partnership or a new program.
Uh huh.
That is what gets people on TV.
Okay.
So once you have the thing that you want awareness for, then, I have a TikTok on this that's probably my best performing one, which is how to get on morning TV.
Yeah.
And the goal is to come to what's called a assignment editor
Mm-hmm.
or a booker
Okay.
and pitch them your idea for a TV show, for a
Mm-hmm.
TV segment.
Okay.
And in that video, I talk about, how to find, well, not how to find them because they can be hard to find
Yeah.
on your own. They don't typically have their emails. We can talk about that in a second, but you want a pitch that's 300 words or less and has a strong, what we call hook,
Mm-hmm.
a strong news hook. Like, in this case, I don't know what we would say, like 300,000, musicians are freelancers, but only 5% are making whatever. I'm
So
making this up.
I have a factoid for you, and this is actually part of what I
Perfect.
built the initial. And I'm just gonna call it what it is. It was fucking clickbait, is what it was. Because I know
I
I
love
am
that.
not the only person who's angry about this. I know that there are millions of people like me. But the
Right.
statistic is, in my field particularly, every year in this country at the undergraduate level, we graduate 82,000 performance majors
What?
across all instruments and voice. 82,000. And that number comes from the National Association of Schools of Music because I am a researcher and I do my research. That
Oh
is the
my,
number. A year.
a year?
A year.
How many musicians are there that are not properly employed?
Most of them, as you can imagine. So dig this. So here's the next part of the statistic. Here's the part that just absolutely chaps my ass. And so this number is fairly narrow. I'm going to start with the narrow number. So the narrow number, let's take out all the voice majors, let's say, so that those are people that wouldn't necessarily have this statistic apply to them necessarily, but it could. There are 12 major orchestras in the United States, each of whom employs 3 to 4 trumpet players. Let's just use trumpet because that's my area. Tops. What's 12 times 4?
48.
Right. And if we take, let's just generously say half of the 82,000 performance majors at the undergraduate level, not graduate, undergraduate, that are graduating with performance majors, like performance degrees every single year. So, what, 41,000 people, and those, like, let's say that is the brass people, and of those people, if we divide brass into 4, that's 10,000 musicians roughly that graduate every year, that are told by their teachers, oh, you're gonna get an orchestra job and everything's gonna be fine, yeehaw. No,
Did they
the
actually
fuck
say
you're
that?
not. Yes. Like, no, the fuck you're not. Like, that is
Oh
not
my God.
happening. I graduated from a top 10 performance school with a degree in performance. And yes, I have made it past the first and second rounds of 2 major symphony auditions. Did I make it to the end? Hell no, I didn't. Hell no, I didn't. And I was a doctoral student, not an undergrad, not someone with hopes and dreams. No, someone with a caffeine addiction and who has become dark about their entire discipline. I was a grad student, right? So, like, 10,000 undergraduates a year, generously 48 jobs for them, and those jobs are being held by people that are in those orchestras for life. You have to
Oh
wait
my
for
God.
someone to die or retire, probably die, to get one of those jobs. And then you could extrapolate that to college jobs. Oh, well, maybe I'll go teach. Cool. Now take the number of universities, how many trumpet professors they have per university, which is probably less than 1 at this point. And then again, you have to wait for someone to retire or die. Like, this is a problem.
Oh my
So
God.
that was the clickbaity statistic that I used to drum up, like, attention to this subject, because it needs to be talked about. And this is not just my field, it's your field, it's everyone's field, right? We are
Mhm.
cranking out heavily educated motherfuckers in this country, and then we don't have any place for them to actually use their training.
Accurate.
So what do we
What are
do
you gonna do
about it?
about it? What are we do about it?
Right.
What are you gonna do
That's
about it?
what
What
I
are
want
we
to talk
doing?
about on talk shows. That's why I want to go on The View and just be like, okay, ladies of a certain generation, here are all the things that you have done wrong and ways that you have screwed over millions of people. Not you personally, but your generation, right?
I don't. Yeah,
You know,
I feel strongly they're not going to book that
no,
segment
definitely
though.
not. Definitely
No,
not.
no.
But like, my
So
heart
that's
wants that.
really and in PR, and this is really where publicists shine, is how do we take that
Uh-huh.
and turn it into a positive, solution-oriented message that will get booked?
Yes. Yes.
That is the question.
Right.
That is, and that can be figured out. And I don't know that we will right now.
No, that's fine.
Next year, when we come back for the recap of everything you've done,
Yeah.
we can,
Yeah.
we
When
can
I've
do
written the
that.
book about, like, what the possible solutions are.
There you are, for sure, 1,000%.
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So anyway, I totally went down a rabbit hole with that statistic, but like, that is the place from which the Rogue Academic was founded. And like, we're here talking about solutions to the problem. So like, you are a heavily educated person. How do you promote yourself to sell a service, to sell yourself as a performer, all of those things? So like, what are your top 3 non-negotiable do's and don'ts for building or promoting yourself?
Yeah, for sure. Number one is you need a home on the internet that isn't social media,
Mm-hmm.
because I hate to see anybody reliant on social media algorithms. And you also just want to share more information. Like, you could not fit all of that in on your, I'm looking at your TikTok, in on your
Mm-mm.
TikTok,
Mm-mm.
right? They had to go to your website. Let me show you your TikTok again, so we can get it together.
Woo!
That is number one. So you definitely need a home on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Number two is I'm a huge fan of social media.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, here we are,
Yep.
through social media. So I would always tell a musician, an artist, a creative, anyone selling their services themselves, have a social media presence on one social network, at least, ideally 2. The reason I like 2, and you have 2 being on Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
is you never know when an algorithm's going to change and you're going to be completely fucked by
Yeah.
the algorithm. That happened with LinkedIn this year with
Really? This year?
Yes.
See, I'm not hip to LinkedIn because I find it to be completely useless. But do tell.
It's good in my, it was good in my space like 3 years ago. They crushed the algorithms this year. Reach went down to like maybe 3% of your audience. It had been like 15 or 20, I'm guessing, a year ago. So
Uh-huh.
you're not even reaching people who want to hear from you. Like, it is that bad.
Oh, wow.
So I came to TikTok because I was tired of fighting the LinkedIn algorithm. So now I found you. Here we are on TikTok. It's been great. Thank
It
you, LinkedIn,
has.
for fucking us over.
Right.
So for your question, though, two social networks not owned by the same company. So just don't be on Facebook and Instagram, for example.
Right.
The number three is to make it super easy to hire a year. We already talked about this, but making it super easy to understand what you do, understand that you are available, and understanding how to either hire you or get in touch with you quickly. That's key. Otherwise, you lose them and they go look at the other person, your competitor, who's more easy to book.
Right.
Helpful?
Absolutely. What are some don'ts?
Some don'ts are, number one, don't be all over the place in your social media. Like, Facebook is fine for friends and family privately, like share everything. But your social media, if you are hustling to find work, needs to be like exclusively focused on that thing. Because it distracts people and they get confused. Like, well, is she like a Broadway level trumpeter, or and with all these cool things? Like, you can have occasional, like, let me tell you something funny about me. But like 97% of the time, it needs to be about the thing that you want to be hired for.
Yeah.
Does that help?
No, that helps a lot. And that's actually very in line with like a little 30-day thing that I've done on Facebook. So the Rogue Academic has a Facebook group. And I'm so grateful to report that we're coming up on 300 followers of that Facebook group. Like that was completely unexpected. I figured it'd be like 10 people that are like, yeah, go you. But as an offshoot of that, because people ask me all the time, I did this thing called the self-promotion sneak attack. And it's 30 days of bite-sized activities that you can do. They're 5-minute activities to help yourself get noticed and hired online. Actually, very much inspired by what you do, and what your TikToks are about. I took some of that type of information and I pared it down for my niche, and I pared it down for my audience, and I put up little YouTube videos every day of like, do this one thing. And one of the things I talked about was streamlining your social media. Because there are a lot of us that were sort of cuspers in social media. Like, I started on Facebook, and then I sort of got to Instagram, and then I sort of got to things later. So you have like 5 different usernames, handles for each thing. And that confuses the hell out of people. Like, is this person the same as that person? I don't know. Like, they have different usernames. So like, that was one of the things that I talked about in this, the self-promotion sneak attack, was just having a unified front. Like, this is what I do. This is my username on every single platform. And it takes 5 minutes to change your username on every single platform, right?
Yeah. That's great. That is a good one.
Thank you.
I like that.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, it was very much inspired by what you do. I was just like, oh my gosh, like, I'm not her. I really hope I can get her on this show. But how could I help my folks that are following if I'm not able to get Tracy on the show, right?
Yeah. Well, here we are. So feel free to share all this, and you will. I will say your name, like the name is important. So I go by Tracy Samantha Schmidt, and that's a reason. When I was a reporter at Time, I shared the same name as the spokesman for the Republican National Committee.
Oof.
And I did not want to share the same search results with her. And so I started using my middle name in 2006 on my bylines. And so now everywhere is Tracy Samantha Schmidt, and I'm the only Tracy Samantha Schmidt that I know of and the internet knows of.
Nice.
So for anyone listening, it's how do you go by a middle initial, a middle name, something so that people know that it's you.
Yeah, that's awesome. I did want to ask you something about curating a social media page, because this is something I think we hear a lot about, but we don't actually talk about very much. So like, my personal TikTok, the Lexi the Trumpeter TikTok, is a little bit all over the place, but you do get the sense that I teach trumpet and I play trumpet, and that's what I'm about. If you go over to the Rogue Academic podcast on TikTok, the Rogue Academic has a very different vibe, and it is extremely intentional because it is much more focused on one specific thing. Like, yes, I'm Lexi the Trumpeter, but like, if you look at all of those things, like, I am just talking about this thing, right? So what are your thoughts on streamlining to that degree where everything is like, this is a single narrow thing, it's either text or video of me talking about the Rogue Academic, versus me as a performer, like going, oh, I teach and I play and I'm here and I'm there and I'm doing all these things?
This is great. I love the visuals here.
Thank you.
I think they're fantastic. I also love that you're always in an orange blazer.
Branding, baby. Like I said, I was in sales for a really long time. The guerrilla marketing campaign I have planned for this, it would boggle the mind. I have things planned. This is going to go
I want to
big.
hear about your sales career later, but
Yes.
okay. This is fantastic. I would, I think this is great because the people, what's going to happen? So for the listener, we're looking at you. I'll obviously know this because you're listening. But what I love about the visuals is it's visually the same thing over and over. So you're pulled into your like brand universe within TikTok. As soon as you pop on my algorithm, I'm like, oh, it's Lexi with the Rogue Academic today, not Lexi Trumpeter. So
Right.
it distinguishes your two. It's really well done.
Well,
It's
thanks.
really, really well. Just on the visuals. Does that, what I noticed was the bio. I want us to work on the bio.
Okay.
This is about you. How can we make it about the listener?
Right. And that's something I actually been working on recently. If you go to the Rogue Academic Instagram, I think is where I
Okay.
updated the new bio. This is
Okay.
like the show's only been around for a month, so I'm workshopping as we speak, of course. But that was actually my fiance's suggestion. He's just like, "Yeah, this is not unified," and I'm like, "Yes, I know. I need to do that, and I need to make it more listener centric rather than Lexi's mad at the world."
Yeah. It all starts from somewhere. What is the Rogue Academic on Instagram? Any idea?
I think it just is the Rogue Academic. Let me
Oh, because
pull
I
it up.
got like a, yeah, hang on.
Ba.
Unless I spelled it wrong. I see
Maybe. Oh,
0.
sorry, the underscore Rogue Academic
Oh,
because the
the
Rogue Academic
underscore.
was
Okay.
taken. So I tried to
I hate when
unify
that
I
happens.
tried to take my own advice, and then I was cock blocked by some other academic
Underscore.
on Instagram
After
who has very
earning,
nice things
yeah.
on their page.
Okay. After earning 2 masters, right? I know a thing or two. I think it's a little more sentencey, but I would still write it for the person you're trying to quote convert, in this case,
Sure.
listeners. So, like, are you like frustrated that you got all these degrees and no career? This is for you, or something
Right.
like that.
Okay.
That's how I would do that. And that
Nice.
way you're like, because like with mine, it really is. I think the first sentence on mine
Yours is so
is
good. And your
get
picture
attention. Like,
slays.
I love that picture. That's my girlfriend Margot, my bestie. She's a photographer. I always help with a
Yeah.
photographer friend.
Right.
Get attention without hiring a public relations agency, right? So that's selling what the TikTok is in the first line.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
nails.
yeah.
And I mean, it
Okay.
really only took me 2 of your TikToks to go, holy shit, this woman is absolutely legit. She knows all the things, and I need to ask her all the questions.
I'm glad that happened. Also, I will say I intentionally look kind of ridiculous in my, like, not ridiculous, but I'm not done up, and that's
Right.
by design.
Yeah.
And so you got that.
Yes.
Well, how did you get that? I'm curious how you read
Because I
that.
work in show business. That's why. Right. So like the Rogue Academic is me very put together, because that adds
Yes.
to the legitimacy of me having advanced degrees and having survived them. And yes, I can educate you, because I am an authority and I have seen and done shit. Like, that's the vibe. But
Yeah.
if I was hiring a teacher for my kid, I don't care how polished they are. I don't really care that their hair is done, their makeup is done, and
Oh.
they always have a jacket on. I want to know that they're fun and engaging, and that they're going to interact with my kid in a way that's meaningful to them and that will help them learn. Or if I was hiring me as a musician, on my personal TikTok there, I see like, oh, this person actually does look pretty good when they're dressed up. And then also like, oh, okay, so they actually, like, there's a few, if you scroll for a while, I forget when I put them up, but anyway, I used to do trumpet covers of famous guitar solos, and
Oh,
each of those
wow.
is kind of thematically done but fairly casual. Like there's one where I'm holding a guitar and I did Money for Nothing, and like, I'm approachable, I'm personable. And what matters to me as a subcontractor, because I do some subcontracting for like smaller acts in Indiana, is, can I work with this person and not want to strangle them? Like, are they
Oh, I love
easy to
that.
hang with?
Yeah.
And that is the vibe of Lexi the Trumpeter on TikTok, is that I'm a great hang and I'm really good. So you should totally hire me.
Oh, we need that to be in your bio.
I'm a great
What
hang
does
and I'm
your
really
bio
good. So you
mean
should
right
hire me.
now? Read your bio to the audience because I
I
can't
can't even
pronounce it.
see it. Oh yeah, it just has my endorsements. Marcinkiewicz, Shires, Guard Bags, DM for booking info. It's just very
What does that
short, sweet, and
mean?
to the point.
What does that mean? Translate.
So for musicians, they're going to see that and go, oh my God, she's endorsed by Shires, which is a major like brass instrument company. Shout out to my people at Shires. same thing with Guard Bags and Marcinkowitz. They're all companies that make gear. So
Okay.
like for that in musician world, it's like, oh, this person's heavy enough that they are endorsed by companies.
Oh,
That's
could you?
cred.
That's fucking cool. I did not know that. I wonder, do parents know that when they're booking you?
Parents don't care. Parents don't care about the that kind of cred. Musicians to some degree do care about endorsements because that means that you've played, with enough people or at a high enough level that people give a shit.
Okay.
But as far
Is
as
there, go ahead.
the teaching side of it is concerned, like that's all the sort of silly videos. Like there's a whole series. I did a whole series of videos with like a little bit of music notation at the bottom, and me playing on a beginner instrument, like, row, row, row your boat, or,
Oh,
like all of
fun.
these exercises from a Standards of Excellence book, which is a major textbook that is used in most band classrooms. So I posted the exercise and I play it along so that if I was like a 10-year-old, just picked up the trumpet and I'm scrolling TikTok, I'm going to go hang with, Lexi because she's going to play the exercise with me and it's going to be fun. Because I was that
Oh,
kid in Northern
fun.
Michigan that didn't have anybody to play and practice with. So I wanted to give back. And like I did a whole series of those videos. And so there's like, it's a mishmash, right? So I feel like, that particular world of TikTok that is very quintessentially me. It's hard to distill that into a website or a pitch.
Yeah. I mean, can you even just have something like some sort of sentence up front? I don't know what it is. And then you like bracket or pure like, available for booking nationally, also trumpet teacher, whatever,
Yeah.
one-on-one. I don't know, I'm making this up.
Yeah.
Just so that you really make it explicitly clear so that people are like, oh, she is available. I thought she was too good for me. I'm gonna book her for my kid or my band or whatever.
I get that a lot actually. Like so I work with a couple of beginning students and both of their moms were like, "Yeah, I didn't even know you worked with beginners." I'm like, "No, I love working with beginners." "Oh, but you have a doctorate.
See?
Like I thought you only worked with like really competitive trumpet players." "No, no, no. I like beginners. They're really fun and I would gladly teach beginners all day long."
Lexi, why does it not say that you have a doctorate in your bio?
Because that turns people off and then they think I'm too good for them.
Okay, so we're not doing that. Okay, we can leave
On
that
the
off.
education side. Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
Oh, you're right. You can't teach my 10-year-old. You have a doctorate.
why would you do that?
Okay,
And the other
as
side
a
of it is,
publicist, I
why
agree.
aren't you teaching at a college? What's wrong with you?
Oh. Okay, I see your logic.
Connotative.
Yeah, that was good. All right. This has been fun.
Dude,
I can keep
totally.
talking. You
Absolutely.
direct me.
Well, I do have like one last official question before we close.
Mhm.
Well, let's see. I guess we could do closing remarks and then last official question. So like
Okay.
if you had advice for someone just getting into like an industry, trying to get the word out that they are awesome and that they are doing their thing at a very high level, what advice would you have for our listeners in that regard?
TikTok,
TikTok.
one word. Oh my God, not kidding. Not kidding at all.
Really?
I cannot tell you the amount of exposure that my TikTok has gotten me
Yeah.
in 6 weeks since starting. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I
Believe it.
have worked for years as a publicist and a marketer, and I have never seen inbound like this. It's crazy. And I'm seeing that for other people here as well. They're like, this is the best platform for business development. It's great.
100%. 100%.
So that, but they're like, I hate video, Tracy. I'm not gonna, for whatever reason, these performers hate video. YouTube. No, I'm joking. I would say a website, number one. I would say one social media profile, and then what else? Podcasts. Here we are. Podcasts. Podcasts are great if you're a little scared of putting yourself out there in social media.
Yeah.
I have a TikTok with my podcast pitch template in it. I'll send you
Nice.
the link to the show notes.
Awesome. Yes.
But it's literally the structure that we use to pitch our clients to podcasts.
Heck yeah. And I mean, definitely send me all the things for the notes. Like, I want to make sure that people can find you, can find your services, ask you questions that maybe we didn't ask, all of those things. Awesome.
Yeah.
So last official question. If you were a flavor of
Yes.
ice cream, what flavor of ice cream would you be and why?
Ooh, coffee, because then you get
Ooh.
2 for 1.
All about efficiency in journalism. Absolutely.
That was awesome.
Heck yes. Well, thank you so much for hanging with us for this hour. This has been illuminating. I have a huge list of things that I need to do now. Like, I'm so excited to go tackle my website and just be like, nope, we're fixing all of this stuff right
Lexi,
now.
Lexi, we're gonna check in June mid-year and see
Okay.
how you're doing, and then we'll have your recap at the end of the year.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I
Okay, let's do
am
it.
I am here to be held accountable. I am happy to be held accountable by a professional. Please help me. I need it.
I'm so excited. Okay,
Me too.
thank you.
Awesome. Of course. And that about does it here at the Rogue Academic. Thank you so much for listening. And thank you, Tracy, for all of your advice on my little situation. I hope you, the listeners, found all of that info helpful as well. And if while you are revamping your PR side of things and you need some caffeine, check out Hideaway Coffee of Fort Wayne, Indiana. That's HYDE, Away Coffee of Fort Wayne, Indiana. As always, you can check us out in all the places social except TikTok. We have now left TikTok as it is no longer a safe space for creators. So please check us out on Facebook and Instagram primarily, and we will catch you on our next episode. Thanks again, Tracy, and thank you all for listening. Have a great weekend.